Good day, culinarians. Today we're going to be on Chapter 9, Sauces. Chapter 9, Sauces, page 175. Uh, Remember, you'll be tested on this once we get done with the lecture here. Any questions, email me or write down your questions. Bring them into class. I'll try to answer them in class. Testing on this, once you get your test on this, remember, save all your tests. It's going to be your study guide for your final. Um, I'm taking all the questions off the final exam from these tests you're taking. So save all your tests. If you taking notes, take notes. If you're highlighting, make sure you're highlighting the book or however you're going to do it, because I'm going to be pulling all the information for these tests out of the book. As I'm going through these chapters, I said before, just follow along in your book. I'll make reference to the page numbers. So starting out, sauces, page 176, sauce structure. We're going to get into sauce structure first. Sauce structure. Sauce may be defined as a flavorful liquid, okay? Usually thickened, seasoned, and to enhance food, okay? Sauce adds following qualities to food: moisture, flavor, richness, appearance, interest and appetite, appeal. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why you want to put sauce on your product that you're serving. Sauce works as seasoning and enhances the product. One of the things that a lot of chefs overstate is if they make a sauce, they have their product swimming in the sauce. The sauce is just supposed to be there to enhance, give a little seasoning. Don't put too much sauce on the product if you're serving. If you're putting out a veal, veal fillet, you're putting it out there, just a little bit of sauce to complement. Don't let it be swimming in the sauce. Basic sauce components: a liquid, thickening agent, additional seasonings, and flavors. Those are three things in the sauce. You've got your liquid, thickening agent, some sort of seasoning. Your liquid, page 176, your liquid, white stock, brown stock, milk, tomato, clarified butter. Those are the key ingredients. Those are the key liquids. We'll get into that a little bit later when we get into the leading sauces and mother sauces. But pretty much your liquid, you got your white stock, brown stock, milk, tomato, and clarified butter. Okay. Different thickening agents. Talk about nappe. Nappe is a light coat, kind of like coating the spoon in nappe. Page 177, 178. Getting into roux. Okay, a roux is a thickening agent. R-O-U-X. Roux, thickening agent. Roux is equal parts fat and flour. Equal parts fat and flour by weight. So you got to weigh out the roux equal parts. So if you need 10 ounces of roux, you're going to weigh out 5 ounces of flour, 5 ounces of fat. Okay, so equal parts fat and flour. Clarified butter, different fats you can use. Clarified butter, margarine, animal fats, vegetable shortening. So if you're making a roux, you're making a stock, got all that fat that was on top of the stock. You make a chicken stock or beef stock. Once it cools down, that fat's going to rise to the top. A lot of chefs, when they make beef stock, they take that beef fat off, save it, melt it down, mix it with some flour, have a good, rich beef roux. Okay, so you can use animal fat for that, margarine, clarified butter. In class here, we'll primarily use clarified butter to make our roux. And of course, vegetable oils, if you want to use canola oil or olive oil, whatever kind of oil you want, you can make a roux out of that. Page 179, preparing a roux. What you want to do is put the roux in your saucepan or saute pan. Add the liquid in there, add your fat in there, then add your flour in there. Page 179, they have three different types of colors of roux: a white, a blonde, and then the brown roux. Depending on what you're going to make. If you're going to make a bechamel sauce, which is dairy-based liquid, you're going to probably use a white or blonde roux. If you're going to make some sort of Marcella sauce, You're going to use a dark roux to thicken that up. Page 179, principles, general principle, roux. The liquid may be cold or hot, but not ice cold when making your roux. Page 180, 181, get into the difference incorporating roux. Page 181, we get into other starches, making other roux. Gourmet is a mixture of equal parts soft butter and flour. So if you just take some soft butter, equal parts of soft butter and flour, that's a gourmet. Use that for thickening different types of sauces. Whitewash is a mixture of flour and water. Okay, cold water. Always use cold water. So whitewash is flour and cold water. Using cornstarch, you're going to make a slurry. A slurry is cornstarch and usually a cold liquid. I say cold liquid because a lot of times people say starch and cold water. I don't like using cold water when I make a slurry because if you use water doesn't have any flavor into it. So if you want to tighten something up with a slurry, look to see what you're tightening up. Say you're making a simple orange sauce. You roast off a duck and you want to make an orange sauce to go over that. You're going to start out with orange juice and you got to tighten up with a little slurry. So instead of using water, you're going to use maybe orange juice. So mix your orange juice, cold liquid, some cornstarch, mix up the slurry, put that in the warm orange juice, tighten up that way. That way you give a little bit more flavor when you use a slurry. So whenever I'm making a slurry, I'll use cornstarch, I'll use some sort of liquid to go with it. If I can't figure out what kind of liquid to go with it, my always go-to is apple juice. I'll take some apple juice, mix it with some cornstarch, and that'll be my slurry. At least it gives it a little bit of flavor instead of no flavor at all from the water. You got your waxy maize. Waxy maize sauce for sauces that are going to be frozen. Bottom page 181, get into egg yolks and cream liaison. Okay, I use that in. I used to do a lot of Italian cooking with the sauces when I'm making Alfredo sauce and so forth. I use the liaison, little egg yolk and cream added to the sauce to help tighten it up. Classic cooking for liaison, mixture of egg yolks and cream. Mix those together, and then you put in your hot liquids, and the hot liquid will help cook the egg yolks and help tighten it up. Page 182, get into different types of egg yolk emulsification, reductions, finishing techniques. Reduction, using reduction to concentrate basic flavors. So if you use a reduction to thicken something up, if you get your, if you're making a glaze, say something simple like balsamic vinegar. Take balsamic vinegar, reduce it down, it'll become thick on you. That can be used as a sauce. Or you take your beef stock, reduce it down, become thick on you. That could be your sauce. Use reductions. Remember, if you're using a reduction and you got to season it towards the end. Don't start out with a reduction, put a lot of salt and pepper and all that seasoning in there and reduce it down. What happens is it's going to get strong flavor with that salt because it's reducing. So you got to be careful. Always season when you're doing reductions. Always season towards the end. Page 183, some of the terminologies. One terminology, make sure you know, is AUSEC, A-U-S-E-C, AUSEC. Okay, it means to reduce until nearly dry. Okay, nearly dry. If you're going to make a beurre blanc sauce, you're going to take some shallots, some white wine, reduce it down to AUSEC, cool it off, throw some whole butter in there, and then you're going to make your sauce. Okay. Deglazing. Deglaze means to swirl liquid in a saute pan to get the little particles out. So if you're sauteing, say you're making a chicken piccata, you're sauteing off that chicken breast, dredge it lightly in flour, put it in your saute pan, saute it off. You pull the chicken out there. Well, there's going to be little bits and pieces of stuff in there. So you might deglaze it with a little white wine, a little lemon juice for chicken scampi. whatever you want to do. If you're doing a chicken marsala, you might deglaze it with a marsala wine. Throw a little beef stock in there, reduce that down. So deglazing, basically you're going to take some sort of liquid, hit it on the bottom of that saute pan to get those little particles up. Page 184, get into the sauce families. Leading sauce, you're gonna have to know these, okay? Period. You're gonna have to know these leading sauces or mother sauces, okay? You have to know these sauces if you want to be in this business. Everybody uses them, so if you don't know them, you can be left out in the dark. So make sure you know these sauces. I can't stress that enough. Know these mother sauces or leading sauces, okay? On your sauces, page 184, you got your bechamel, your velouté, your espagnole or brown sauce, tomato sauce, and hollandaise sauce. Know those sauces. They're the 5 leading sauces. They're 5 mother sauces that are used for everything. Okay, so make sure you know those. You got your bechamel. Liquid is milk-based or dairy-based. Thickening agent, white roux. You got your velouté. It's white stock, chicken, veal stock, fish, white or blonde roux. You got your brown sauce or espagnole sauce. That's your brown stock and brown roux. Then you got your tomato sauce, which is tomato stock or some sort of tomato product. That's your tomato sauce. The easiest way to remember tomato sauce is tomato, tomato, tomato. Okay. Hollandaise sauce, your liquid is your butter, usually clarified butter, so you can use clarified butter. Egg yolks, remember it's egg yolks, not the whole egg, it's just the egg yolk for the hollandaise sauce. 5 sauces that you're going to use, you're going to have to know those. And it's going to be on the test. On the test, I'm going to have you put down what are the 5 mother sauces, what are the 5 leading sauces, what's the liquid, and what's the thickening agent. So you need to know this stuff. Small sauces. Small sauces are important because they're bases of other sauces. Secondary leading sauces. You get your demi-glaze. Demi-glaze defined half brown sauce, half stock, reduced by half. So you got half the portion of brown sauce, half the portion of brown stock, and you reduce it by half. Okay. Page 185, get into small sauces and some of the things you can make from them. First one there, you got your bechamel, some of the stuff coming from bechamel, cream, Mornay, cheese sauce. Okay, you got your velouté, you got your chicken velouté, your fish velouté, you got your brown sauce, espagnole, you got your Bordelaise sauce coming from there, your Madeira sauce, your Bercy sauce, your mushroom sauce coming from there. You got your red sauces, Creole. Creole is very common with the red sauce. Butter, you got your Hollandaise coming from the Hollandaise. You got your Bernaise, Maltese sauces coming from there. Page 186, we get into the bechamel sauces. When you guys get into in the kitchen here, I'm going to show you how to make a Hollandaise sauce. And I'm going to show you how to make your bechamel sauce. Okay. Hopefully, if we have time with the bechamel sauce, we'll turn that into an Alfredo sauce. Page 188, 189 shows different steps of making different sauces. Usually after you make a sauce, except for the Hollandaise sauce, whenever you make a sauce, what I like to do is run it through the chamois so I get a nice smooth sauce out of there. Make sure there's no lumps. I don't care how good you are, every once in a while you get those little lumps when you make your sauces. So once you make your sauce, good practice is putting it through the chamois. Don't put it through China cap. China cap, the holes are a little bit too big. But if you put it through the chamois, push it through the chamois, you get a nice smooth sauce. Okay, pretty much do that with all your sauces except for your Hollandaise sauce. Page 180, 191, get into Espagnole brown sauce. They talk about a fond du lait. Simple as fond du lait. It's brown stock, thick and light with arrowroot or cornstarch. Okay. Page 192, 193, get into page 193. Get into demi-glaze. Demi-glaze combines sauce and stock in a saucepan, simmer and reduce by half. Strain through a chamois. Page 193, you have some small sauces there. You know, your Hollandaise sauce, mushroom sauce. Page 194, get into tomato sauces. 195, some more sauces. Page 196, they talk about clarifying butter. When you're clarifying butter, you're gonna take your whole butter and you're gonna melt it down. When you melt it down, the fat, the milk fat, is gonna separate from the other fat of the butter. What you want to do is, once you get that separated, you just want to take the plain clarified butter. You don't want to cook with the milk solids in there. When you cook with milk solids in the butter, chances are you could burn whatever you're cooking with. Okay, so you want to take those milk solids out. Got black butter. Black butter is like brown butter. I enjoy brown butter or black butter when I'm eating seafood. If I'm eating some sort of seafood, crab legs or something, I'll take the butter, heat it up in a pan until it gets nice and brown. Get the nutty flavor coming off that brown butter. Dip your seafood in there, it's very good. And your butter, compound butters. Compound butters are made by softening raw butters, mixing flavors, mixtures, and rolling in cylinder and wax paper. So basically what you're doing is you're taking your butter, you're whipping it together with some sort of seasoning in there, you know, salt, pepper, lemon juice, herbs, whatever you're putting in there. You put in some parchment paper, wax paper, and roll it up, kind of like roll your own cigarettes. You know, you roll them up nice and tight, put it in the refrigerator. You slice off pieces as you need it. Slice off a piece. When you're serving food products, sometimes you take that little slice of butter, set it on top of your product that you're setting out, and it'll melt on the way out to the guest. So that way when the guest gets it, it'll just slowly melt going out there. It's very good, very good. Maitre d' hotel butter is very common in the industry. Top of page 198. You got your butter, parsley, lemon juice, salt, and pepper. Very basic one, but it's very, very much used in the industry. Mix it all together, slice it up, put it on a steak, piece of chicken, piece of fish going out. It's very versatile. Page 199. Page 199, Hollandaise and Béarnaise sauces. Okay, Hollandaise and Béarnaise sauce. Basically what you're doing with this is you're making an emulsion. Okay, you're making an emulsion by combining the two ingredients together. When you go to make your Hollandaise sauce in the kitchen here, we're going to use a 3-yolk Hollandaise recipe, 3 yolks, and then anywhere between 8 to 10 ounces of clarified butter to make your Hollandaise sauce. In the book here, it shows you how to do your Hollandaise sauce. You want to hold the Hollandaise sauce about 145. You know, you got to keep it out of temperature danger zone. Temperature danger zone is 41 to 135. So holding that Hollandaise sauce about 145. You don't want to hold it too high of a heat. If you hold it too high of a heat, the eggs in there will cook, and then you end up with a solid chunk of egg in there instead of a sauce. If you get it too hot, it can also separate on you. Separate the egg yolks from the butter. So you got to be careful. 145 is an ideal temperature for holding Hollandaise sauce. Page 201, I got a Hollandaise sauce recipe posted on the Moodle page that you guys are going to use. I'll give them out in class when you guys get in the kitchen. But the recipe I'm using is a Hollandaise sauce number 2 out of the book on page 201. I just converted that down to 3 egg yolks. Page 203, we get into pan gravies and other natural sauces. Basic pan gravy is a sauce made with juices or drippings of meat and poultry, and then you just tighten up. So pan gravy is basically left over from what you've got cooking in there. Au jus is the juices from the meat you just got finished cooking. Page 204, 205, getting different types of pan gravies, mixing them together, and the au jus, mixing them together. 206, 207, get into making reductions and oils. Remember, if you're going to make your own oils, keep them refrigerated. Okay, we learned about that in our sanitation chapter. So if you're going to make your own oils, make sure you keep them refrigerated. Page 208, they get into agar, a gelling agent from seaweed. Agar, traditional in Asian cuisines. We got a little bit of agar in the storeroom. So at some point, not this semester, but the following semester, if you guys want to start playing around with that, we got some in there for you guys to play around with. Page 209, get into more reductions, coulis. Page 210, 211, some more sauces. This chapter, tons of recipes in here for sauces. If you like to play around with stuff, I know a lot of students went through here and were able to play around with a lot of these sauces in here. Some really good stuff in here, really good recipes in here. Going through, you got your barbecue sauces, 220, 221. You got your oils, your shallot oil, 222, 223. You got your maple emulsions, 226. Raspberry beads, using the different stuff in here. And that's it. On page 228, finish up with balsamic sheets and olive oil powders. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here to play with, a lot of stuff in here if you want to play around with different things. Like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions, write them down, shoot me an email, try to answer them best I can. Keep your test, get ready to take a test, make sure you keep your test for your final, and you'll be tested on this chapter when we meet in class. All right, thank you very much.